Two absolute smoke demons inhabited Shibuya at the same time, and luckily for the rest of the world, their paths did not cross. Toji Zenin, a demon of pure carnage, pointing his fangs at the strongest around, and Ryomen Sukuna, summoned into control of his vessel at 15 fingers of his full power. If these two monsters crossed paths on this unholy Halloween night, what's the absolute worst kind of destruction they could cause? Toji cripples a disaster curse level threat in no time, and Sukuna levels a hefty percentage of the human population in Shibuya. Is heavenly restriction enough to quell the king of curses until Yuji comes back out? Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and most importantly, thank you for watching. The most important aspect in this potential clash of nature is how Toji sits relative on the power scale to a 15-finger Sukuna. Reincarnated in his prime and taking possession of a body that won't give out until its life is completely sapped, gives the ghost of the Zenin clan an almost unlimited duration of stamina. Because his body does not require cursed energy and isn't bound by the body's normal limitations, Toji can essentially fight forever until a death blow is dealt to his person. Although heavenly restriction does mean that Toji can't reinforce himself with cursed energy or regenerate through reverse curse technique, the man is granted numerous advantages over the average human being. Toji's absence of cursed energy makes him almost invisible unless his opponent is looking right at him. And even then, Toji's combat expertise and adaptability in regard to his enemy makes him nigh impossible to predict anyway. On top of all of this, Toji's speed might as well be unmatched, able to rival something as unbeatable as Gojo Satoru's long-distance teleportation. The Six Eyes couldn't even keep up with the Sorcerer Killer, and considering the ghost of the Zenin clan was summoned in his prime, unchained by mortal limitations, this agility allows Toji to appear as if he blinks over long distances without so much as a noise. His son, Megami, went up against Toji, even compared the Sorcerer Killer's speed to an even quicker rate than the King of Curses themselves. Although Megami had only faced Sukuna at his 3-finger stage up till this point. Combining his already enhanced physical capabilities and bare-handed strength with the special grade curse tool Playful Cloud, the only sorcerer weapon that takes the user's actual physical strength into account rather than cursed energy, Toji has the perfect tool to abuse his maximized potential with added lethality now that the sorcerer has the end sharpened for kill shots. Ultimately, in order to know if an unbound Toji Zenin could even stand in the same ring as Sukuna, it would be wise to first stack him up against a solid halfway point to Sukuna's 15-finger scaling, a character that Sukuna actually shows his dominance over in this very arc, the disaster curse of the land, Jogo. Once compared to being equal to at least 8 or 9 of Sukuna's fingers, Jogo, Volcano Head, is actually a very terrifying cursed spirit to go up against for most Jujutsu sorcerers. As displayed in his quick massacre of Nanami, Maki, and Naobito, Jogo is not only insanely fast, beating a projection sorcerer in speed. Although Naobito was missing an arm and off trajectory, Jogo can also inflict critical and potentially lethal damage in one flick of the wrist, and the range the curse carries with him makes his attacks all the more devastating. Unlike water or nature, any contact with Jogo's flames can incapacitate you, and the sheer variety Jogo has at his disposal to attack doesn't help Toji's odds. Volcanic eruptions, fire blasts, and cursed energy beams mix up Jogo's offensive strategy. Toji would have to be on his best behavior. And although the Sorcerer Killer beats the brakes off of Dagon, the curse was but a child. Without the endless stream of Death Swarm, Toji was able to weave in and out of Dagon's attacks, and having a much higher attack power, the swings and stabs of Playful Cloud was a beating the disaster curse just could not keep up with. Outside of his domain expansion's technique, Dagon would have lost to his original opponents as well, because of his low combat experience and lack of abilities outside of his unlimited stream of man-eating Shikigami. Against Jogo, who's a much more veteran foe, go and wouldn't be letting Toji run circles around him? Just from a small statement made by Ranta in perfect preparation, it is claimed that the Zenin clan itself existed due to Toji's will. At any point in time, the ghost of the Zenin clan could have uprooted and destroyed every member of the family, as Maki eventually does, implying that despite Naobito being second fastest sorcerer to Satoru Gojo, Toji's speed would most likely surpass the projection sorcerer in his peak. And if Dagon thinks Naobito is faster than Jogo in his prime, it's clear that this is where the sorcerer killer has the advantage. But this is where Jogo's lethality comes in, as one touch can kill, and shown specifically when Jogo scuffles with said second fastest sorcerer, a well-aimed and placed volcano attack can and will stop a speedster in their tracks. Again, the difference between trees, water, or most things really, is that Toji will never be durable enough to just run through potential skeleton melting heat. And even if you wanted to argue that Maki survived just with severe scarring, it's not an attack Toji would want to get hit with at least more than once. That being said, as Toji does have decades of experience himself, blindly running into a fire attack isn't an end I see to Toji's story either. With Toji's speed advantage and Jogo's handicap in offense, the two reach a stalemate unless a new technique is introduced into the equation, as one wrong move can mean death for either of them. Despite the catastrophic proportions of Jogo's maximum meteor, I think Toji should be fast enough to not get caught by that. Which brings us to where Jogo and Sukuna, you know, the whole point of this video, loop back around and meet each other. Domain expansion. Because if Toji's faster than 8 or 9 fingers, it's safe to say keeping up with the King of Curses isn't really the problem here. And having Maki's special sight to go off of, an awakened heavenly restriction user's extrasensory should allow them to see projectiles like cleave or dismantle, similar to how Mahoraga predicts and blocks the attack in its battle with Sukuna. Toji's agile enough to dance with Sukuna, aware enough to see and dodge the King's Curse technique. So let's skip all those introductions and get right into Malevolent Shrine. Heavenly restriction users are special cases when it comes to domain battles, as shown in Maki's final battle against Naoya Zenin, because an anomaly like Toji or Maki has absolute zero cursed energy, a sorcerer's barrier cannot detect them within their walls, meaning that not only will the heavenly restriction user be completely ignored by the domain's barrier and technique, that heavenly restriction user must openly invite themselves into the domain in order to even take up space inside of it. Naoya is completely unable to sense Maki while inside of his own territory, because the domain considers someone like Maki or Toji an inanimate object, as if they were a piece of debris caught inside, or the physical floor taken into account when shaping the barrier. Even if a person with no cursed energy willingly enters a domain, the domain's innate ability will just consider that person background noise and not even bother them. However, this is where the King of Curses differs from every other sorcerer. Sukuna's Malevolent Shrine is an innate technique painted on open air, meaning the can't miss attack has no barrier or territory. Sukuna can even designate his abilities Dismantle and Cleave to target specific things, shown when he uses the domain against Mahoraga and chooses Dismantle to eradicate any and all inanimate objects in Sukuna's 140-meter range. This means Toji's advantage in domain battles is completely null and void in this encounter, ultimately resulting in the sorcerer killer being diced up into tiny pieces. Knowing Sukuna, if he's in a good mood, the two smoke demons would have a very awesome back and forth scrap. But no matter how Toji's stats tack up to a 15-finger Sukuna, whether you want to be outright generous or bad faith to Toji, the one argument that cannot be beat is Sukuna's domain expansion superiority against heavenly restriction users, proving that despite both entities being absolute monsters of obscene proportions, only one of them is capable of massacring half of Shibuya, while the other just puts on a pretty good hibachi show. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video and you haven't hit the like button, it only takes 1 second, so please click that right now. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end. Click on an end screen video if you want to continue your binge, and don't forget to subscribe to the second channel for more daily uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.